What's up, guys? Welcome back to GoldClassGaming. And today I'm back with another ABC deck profile that I played at the San Diego Regional not too long ago. This is different than the profile I posted a couple weeks ago when Dark Neostorm first became legal. It's after some testing, I made some changes to it, as well as discovered some new combos you can do with the deck, and I'll add that 2-card combo at the end of the video. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into the deck profile. Alright, before I get started, I just want to say if you guys like this mat, you guys can get it over at ImperiumDuelist.com, and you can use my code GoldClass10 for a discount on your order. But yeah, so let's hop. So we're going to start off with 3 copies of A Assault Core, 3 copies of B Buster Drake, and 3 copies of C Crush Wyvern. Bread and butter of the deck. I still like playing 9 pieces because drawing pieces is nice, unless you draw too many of them. But I'd rather draw too many than draw none at all. That's just my 2 cents. I'd rather draw too many pieces than to draw 0, because especially without Summon Sorceress, where you can just turbo a B out of your deck, you have to draw a piece or a hanger, otherwise you really can't play. And then to round out our Union lineup, we have 1 copy of our Heavy Mech Support Armor. That's pretty straight and simple. Good normal summon, turn 1 or turn 2 depending. Then for our supporting lineup, we have 3 copies of Gold Gadget to match 3 copies of Silver Gadget. It's just, once again, really solid card. People are playing less cards like Valor and Permanence, which makes them a little more viable now again, which is nice to see, because I actually miss playing these guys. They're actually really nice at the regionals, because a Platinum Gadget can float into your Gold and Silver. So there'd be a lot of times I would just stall out for a turn because they would kill Platinum, and I'll just tag out Gold, Silver, back to Gold. And just buy myself some time to draw cards. Then we have 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier, because, once again, it's a free monster, lets you discard pieces, and Cyber Dragon Infinity is a good card. Then you have 3 copies of Symphonic Warrior Guitar and 1 mics, not 1. I'm not playing 1 and 1, because I realized I'm an idiot, and, yeah, just play 3 of them. It's still a good card. It works with a 2-card combo that still exists, that has been brought to my attention, which I'll show in this video. But other than that, it's still a guitar. And the next up, we have 2 copies of Backup Secretary. Hate it or not, it was fine. I'd never hated drawing it. I either needed the backup secretary, I either needed a free monster and I summoned her, or I didn't need her and I just discard her for Buster or for Galaxy Soldier. Will I cut it going forward? Possibly. Do I know what I would cut it for? Not really. Our one Mecha Phantom Beast Lion for our Miko plays. That's still a combo you can do if you draw the right cards for it, obviously. And then for our, speaking of Miko, the cards we play for our Miko plays are obviously our World Legacy World Crown, and then obviously our elite World Chalice Fairy and World Chalice Guard Dragon. World Chalice Guard Dragon is actually a pretty good card. I mentioned in my last video that it has an effect where you can discard to negate and destroy a card effect that targets one of your linked monsters. Which means when you have your full board, which is like Buster Griffin, like Platinum Gadget, and all 3 are linked, if they target any of your monsters, you can just negate it. So there'd be a lot of times when my opponent tried to hot Red Dragon Archfiend Buster, or like Buster, and I'll just Guard Dragon and negate and destroy it. Or it's not just and it's not just monster effects, it's anything. So you can do it to Widow Anchor, to Crackdown, to Infinite Impermanence. It's like you can do any card that would target your guys or would be a threat to you is really useful. I negated Mind Control, Afterburner, etc. All that stuff. It's actually a really good card because people didn't know the effect. So even when they knew it, even when they knew I had it in my hand, they would sort of try it and then be surprised. I would just discard it, negate it, and destroy it. And actually, it's a really easy way because I would just out a lot of big stuff. Like Guard Dragon decks would just spend their whole time making their hot Red Dragon Archfiend, negate Buster. My Guard Dragon, it's negated and destroyed. Wow. So I actually really like that card a lot. Anyway, that's it for the monsters. And then next up for our spells, we have 3 copies of Union Hanger, and 2 Terraforming, because 5 Union Hanger. I wish I could play 6, but I absolutely refuse to play Set Rotation. I just don't like it. Then next, I'm still playing the 3 Sign Up Mining. Once again, I didn't really brick on it. Didn't hate drawing it. If I needed it, I used it. If I didn't, I still had 4 other cards in my hand. Wasn't horrible. Once again, I might cut it going forward. Don't know what I'll cut it for. So, gonna see how it goes. We'll see. We'll see what I end up playing for nationals or any more regionals that I play. Then lastly, we have 3 copies of Called by the Grave, because that was a big thing that I noticed in testing after I posted that original deck profile. Was not playing a Call by the Grave. It was much harder to help you play through the hand traps and negations. But playing Call by the Grave ended up being a smart move. I cut Windjammer for it because in testing Windjammer was useful but not like incredibly prominent. So I just decided to just give it the axe, cut it for Call by the Grave. Absolutely the right play. Great versus basically anything. I would hit Gazelle, Spinning, Kagari, Heart Pourer. Everything is just so useful. Anyway, that is it for the main deck. It is 40 cards, and I'm going to go on to my extra deck. Let's get that out of the way. All right, now for the extra deck, we have obviously 3 copies of ABC Dragon Buster. Buster is good. He wins games, Excuse me, I'm a little sick. So many decks just can't out of 3,000 attack of Beater. Even Orcust, they have their ability to pop stuff and send stuff to the graveyard with the Rusty Dingirsu combo, which is fine. But I would just equip an ASL core to Dragon Buster, and now he's immune to all monster effects, and they suddenly have no way to out him because they can't attack over a 3K Beater, and they don't have non-monster effect removal unless they're Next, if the World Chalice Justice Seer. I have no idea. I think I'm saying that right. I don't really know though. Yeah, so she's good. Honestly, I did that combo a couple times with her, where I drew other cards to make her. And honestly, it's a pretty solid combo. Even if I didn't have the full combo, just the fact that she helps you turn 2 monsters into 3 monsters would help you just go just a bit further, and you're kind of having to play weird hands. I'll probably keep playing her. I like her. Obviously, she's not Summon Sorceress, but what can you do? And for our Xyz monsters, we have our Nova in our Infinity package. God, this card's so good. There are so many games where I drew weird hands and I had to just make Infinity and I make like Infinity and I'll just equip a random ABC piece to it, and I would just stall for so long off that alone. I would just equip Heavy Mech Armor to Infinity, and he's untargetable, and has a one-time protection from destruction, and literally it's just they'd spend so long trying to out it. Versus danger decks, if they don't draw a Bigfoot, I'm not sure any of them have attack high enough to just attack over Infinity. So they would just put all their guys in defense mode, and I'll just crash into them and stall until I drew Hanger. Then you have our Girgan X. Once again, if you're playing gadgets, you should be playing Girgan X just because it can search B, A, C, Armor, Guitar, Torque, O-Lion. It can search basically any important machine monster in your deck, except Soldier, sadly. It's a great card. Also, it has a relatively high attack beater. There's one game where I had a shitty hand, but all they had was a Salomon Great Helio, and they didn't have Bailings in graveyard. So I just made Girgan X, I searched B for next turn, and then I just crashed Helio, and then I crashed those 2, got it out of the way. Next turn he had nothing to do, and I summoned B into the combo and won. But yeah, so I don't know. Girgan X is a solid card. I'm probably, if I keep playing gadgets, I will keep playing Girgan X. And for our Link monsters, for our first Link 4, we have Nightmare Griffin, actually our only Link 4. I actually didn't play Borrelsword or Borrelode Dragon. I needed the room for other Link monsters in my extra deck, and I felt like I just didn't need it. Borrelsword is a great card, don't get me wrong, but if your opponent can't out the Buster Griffin Platinum Gadget board, you already have enough damage to game them, and if you don't, just tagging out Buster, the 3 pieces individually will have more attack than Buster will. you can also just chain those into bigger, like, you can also use those pieces to link into like Underclock Taker or something to help you push further for a bit more damage. And then for our link 3, we have Deco Talker. You need a link 3 for the 2-card Buster Griffin combo, but also just aside from the combo, he's a solid link 3. You can pump his stats really high to help punch over high attack things, which is useful for whenever I played Dinos one round, and I'd already used Buster's banish effect, so I just tagged out Buster during his end phase because he was able to stop Buster's effect from going off with miscellaneous source he had in hand, so I just tagged out Buster. And put the pieces in a Deco Talker zone so he'd be strong enough to attack over Conductor due to my opponent's placement of Conductor. Also, it has the negation effect, and I may have mentioned that already, which for Striker is good because you use Buster's Banish, tag out, and then give Deco Talker 2 pieces to banish, 2 pieces to use for his negation effect. And then for our link 2s, we have our Nightmare Phoenix and Cerberus for starters. Great utility cards, and I'm saying they're just great utility cards. You don't use them for a 2-card combo, but they're awesome to have against any matchup. Just out that one really annoying back row or monster. And then for the last cards in our deck, we have Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon for our Buster Infinity combo, Platinum Gadget for basically everything. Clifford Genius for negating problem cards, as well as searching out Soldier and playing through cards like just playing through like decks like Striker, where they have a lot of spell cards, and he has protection to that. And lastly, Underclock Taker for combination with Backup Secretary, also just being able to attack over high attack monsters if that's ever an issue, and also just a generic link 2. Yeah, that is my entire extra deck, and now we'll go on to my side deck, which is interesting, but it worked out really well in my favor. We have 3 copies of Dino Wrestler Pankratops. Oh, there's a card behind that. 3 copies of Pankratops for those games where I knew I was going to go second. I didn't side hand traps, so I sided solid go second cards. Actually, I lied. I sided 1 hand trap. But Pankratops is just a 3 solid ghost second card. Versus a lot of decks, you can just summon him and out their big problem card. Versus Solomon Great, you can out their link monster, and they either have to let it go through, and it makes the roar or the rage, just like the negate one. I forget which one it is. It makes their negate trap card not live since they don't control link monster, or they're forced to use it to negate Pankratops, which then means they don't have it to negate Hanger, Platinum Gadget, and anything like that. It's good for baiting out negation, baiting out protection, or just outing a card if they have no protection for it, Out Conductor, out Rusty, out Dingirsu. A lot of good stuff in there. Out Kagari, or whatever, if you ever want to do that. Or out, like, a back row that is annoying. Next up, we have 2 copies of Artifact Lancia. This is here mostly just for Orcust. I know it slows me down too, since it stops both players from banishing, but I never really used it on my own turn, so I was fine. I would just the second I saw them summon Orcust Nightmare off of Mermaid, I would just Lancia them, and then their turn kind of stopped because they couldn't do anything. So I would just they'd make Galatea and pass, because they can't play from there, because Galatea's effect isn't live. Depending on what else is in their hand, they didn't have many lines of play, if any at all, aside from hoping they drew Climax and just setting that and passing. Then you have 3 copies of. Oh, by the way, this can stop evenly matched. It happened twice where my opponent evenly matched me and I just Lancia'd. And suddenly, now their player can banish cards, so evenly matched does nothing. I just want to mention that. I assume people know that. I just want to make sure that that's out there. You can Lancia your opponent when they evenly match you, and then not have to banish anything. Next up, you have 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. This is mostly for Mystic Mind decks, but there are a lot of decks playing back row. All of them, basically. Yeah, this is mostly for Mystic Mine because Cyclone just get that out of the way. I debated playing Twin Twister, but I never really wanted to discard something just to pop a just to pop a back row, and I felt that like versus Mystic Mine they can't recover the card from their graveyard, but against Salamangreat and Striker they can easily recover a spell card in their graveyard. It's pretty easily. It's pretty easy. With just Kagari multi-roll, Sunlight Wolf, they can add back those spells from their graveyard. So if I felt like Cosmic Cyclone was the right play, since sends it banishes it, it just makes sure it's not going to be a problem later on in the duel. If you banish like, if you banish like a set Roar or a Rage, they aren't gonna be able to add that back, since it's not going to be in their graveyard. The 1,000 life points was annoying at times, but really never like a huge issue. I could always make it back because the advantage I got from like cycloning them was outmatched by, or I gained so much advantage from cycloning them since I would just stop their plays. Then you have 3 copies of Mind Control. Once again, for going second, you just take their big monster, or like you take their like Link 2 or Link 3, and can just help you play. What's cool about playing against Orcus is you can mind control Galatea or Dingirsu, and use him as a material to make Platinum Gadget, which is useful. I did that a couple times. It comes up, and then other than that, just just generic goes second utility cards. Then we have 3 cups of evenly matched. It's evenly matched, and you're going second. Why did I play it? And then the last card in my side deck was actually Abyss Dweller. This is pretty much only for this was for Salamangreat and Orcus. When I played them, I would just side in Abyss Dweller. I typically side it out like Nightmare Phoenix or Cerberus. Typically Phoenix against Orcus and Salamangreat, but it was just it was an easy way to stop them from it was just an easy rank 4 to make. That would just shut down their entire turn. Basically a third copy of Lancia, but it was a little more oppressive against like Salamangreat, which is like which can stop spinning and all that stuff. But yeah, that's it for my side deck. Now I'll go into my combo, my 2-card combo that I was doing all weekend. All right, this is a 2-card combo that ends on Buster Griffin with Platinum Gadget that I was doing all weekend. Again, on all my matches. But for the first combo, all you need is your Unity Hanger and Symphonic Warrior Guitar, and obviously a blank card to discard for it. I'm using Top by the Grave. We're going to start by activating Unity Hanger and searching Beat Buster Drake from our deck to our hand. Then we're going to normal summon Beat Buster Drake and not use the Hanger equip yet. Then we're going to put Guitar in our scale and use his effect to discard a card to summon Symphonic Warrior Mics from our deck to the field. Now we're going to link away B and Symphonic Warrior Mics for Platinum Gadget. And B's effect will trigger, activating searching Heavy Mech Support Armor from our deck to our hand. Now we're going to use our second normal summon to normal summon Platinum Gadget. Do normal summon Heavy Mech Support Armor. Then we'll activate B Buster Drake's effect and Unity Hanger's effect. We'll activate the effect of Heavy Mech Armor and Unity Hanger. Armor will revive B, and Hanger will equip A to armor. Now we're going to link these 2 away for any link 2 of your choosing. It doesn't matter. A will add back B, and B will search Sea Crush Wyvern. Now we're going to use the effect of Platinum Gadget to summon C out of our hand. And we're going to link our Underclock Taker and our C into our link 3. In this case, it is Decode Talker. And then C will activate and will search. And we'll summon B to the field. Now you can link B and Decode Talker away for Nightmare Griffin. B's effect will activate and will add you anything you want to your hand. I typically like to go with either A or B. So I'm gonna go with A. It doesn't matter. It can be anything you want or need at that time. And then from there we can banish C, B, and A from our graveyard to summon ABC Dragon Buster. Yeah, so that's a 2-card combo with 1 extra card to discard. Assuming you start with 5 cards in your hand, you'll end with 3 in your hand. Since you have 2 cards that you never use for the combo, then you have the third card that you search off of B. But yeah, so it's 2 cards. And you end with Buster, Griffin, and Platinum Gadget. And next turn, if you want to, you can use Platinum Gadget's effect again. Assuming you tag if you put Buster here. Next turn, if you want to, you can use Platinum Gadget's effect again to summon another monster out of your hand, as well as you will be able to link climb with Platinum Gadget the turn after he is summoned. But yeah, that is it for the combo and the deck profile. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you guys liked the video, please drop a like. And if you guys want to see more of my content, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Other than that, I'll like to thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.